duelists and Purrely Spright enthusiasts. Today I'm coming at you with a Purrely Spright deck profile. We're basically abusing the power of sprites so that we have access to all of the different Purrely monsters that we want to make. So this gives a lot of versatility. So to start off with, I'll go over the deck profile and then maybe talk about some in-depth about how to play the deck. So starting off, we are playing 3 copies of Purrely. This is basically free body on board. Every quick play Purrely card brings it out, and we usually have it on the board to link off with to make our link to monsters, so on and so forth. But other than that, if this card is normal or special summoned, it also provides us with a Excavate 3. And if we hit a Purrely spell or trap, we get to add it to our hand. And then if we have one of the quick plays in hand, we can use Purrely's effect to make the respective Xyz monster. So, like I said, we don't really use that too often unless the matchups really call for it. But the really nice thing about Purrely is its effects are not once per turn. It's just once for each body. So you can always try to bait out the Ash Blossoms, basically bait out the hand traps with Purrely. That's really good. We play 2 copies of Purrely. This card is amazing. It came out in Cyberstorm Access, and basically what it does is, if this card is normal special summoned, you can add a non-quick play Purrely card. So it can be any card. Usually you search out the continuous spell, My Friend Purrely, but you can also use it to search out straight Purrely Street for giving some more protection for your Purrely monsters, as well as adding quick play cards to your Xyz monsters during the end step. So yeah, Purrely is a great searcher for the deck. The only downside is its effects are all once per turn. This guy is amazing because also he can make an Xyz monster based off of the quick play spells in your graveyard. So when you make a Purrely, you can almost guarantee making a rank 2. So really good card. It ensures you get the rank 2s for your Sprite engine basically. Those are the Purrely monsters. We then play 1 copy of Purrely Street the Field spell. It is easily searchable. It's really nice if you get it. All the Purrely Xyz monsters that you make with the rank 2 engine, they don't really come with the quick play spells, so being able to add it to the Purrely monster at end step makes those monsters live during the opponent's turn. So that's really good. It also just gives protection, so pretty good for the Sprite package basically. But it's not necessary. It's just a nice one of to have. We play 2 copies of My Friend Purrely. It is the bread and butter of the deck. It searches out a Purrely quick play card by paying 500 life points, and if one of your Xyz monsters were to leave the field because of an opponent's card, it can provide recursion value by returning quick play cards in your graveyard to your hand. So yeah, this card is amazing. Really allows you to keep on playing through your opponent's board. After that, we play all 3 copies of each of the Purrely quick play cards. You should try to play as many as you can, because this is what we're trying to hit off of the Purrely card. The cards have really good effects as well. As for the specific effects, Sleepy Memory makes it so that the next battle or effect damage that you take does not happen. Pretty Memory gives you 1,000 life. Delicious Memory is able to make a monster not be destroyed by battle for the turn, which comes up if you are trying to kill the opponent with Purrely Happiness, by the way. And then Purrely Happy Memory is protection for a card you control. Well, protection for a card on the board from being destroyed by card effect. If you are going first, the cards you want to see in your hand are either Pretty Memory and Sleepy Memory, because those cards do not require a card on the board to be played. If you had to choose between Delicious and Happy Memory, it'd probably be better to have Happy Memory in your hand. Happy Memory can be used to protect the My Friend Purrely from destruction removal. So, but yeah, that's basically how you sort of want to play it out. Try and play Pretty Memories or Sleepy Memories immediately, and then hold up a Happy Memory to protect your My Friend Purrely. And then, yeah, you want to use Delicious Memory basically on an opponent's monster if you have the Purrely Happiness out on the board. So that's basically the gist of the ways you want to play the cards. Sorry about that, just going through the Purrely cards real quick. From there, we play one copy of Purrely. If you set it, you're using it to transform your rank 2 monster into the rank 7 Noir monster during the opponent's turn. And the specific use for it is basically if you have Sleepy Memory attached to your Purrely monster that you want to target already. So basically during the standby phase, once you've drawn the number of Sleepy Memory cards, you trigger Purrely on the last draw trigger to transform to transform into Purrely Noir, and then again get the Sleepy Memory triggers. But what it's more often used for is for recycling the Purrely cards in the graveyard. You can banish it and return up to 3 Purrely cards in the graveyard back to the deck. You can also use it to recur the Xyz monsters that are in the graveyard back into the extra deck. So just really good for recursion. You only need one of that in the Purrely Spright deck, really. From here on, it's the Spright package. So I am playing 2 Spright Blue, a Spright Jet, and Spright Pixie. These are the Spright cards that can be summoned off of a level 2 monster on the field or a rank 2 monster on the field. So since Purrely is almost an insurance on a rank 2, these are the ones we play. Blue, Jet, they're good at searching the other cards. And Pixies, you can search it off of blue, and it's like a hand trap in the deck. It basically works as honest. You can use it to remove a really big monster on the board, but more often than not, what I like to use it for is to confirm killing the opponent with Purrely Happiness. Basically, you play Purrely Delicious Memory, and you activate it on the opponent's monster that's in attack position. From there, you just make Purrely Happiness in any way possible, Spright Blue, Spright Jet. With Purrely Happiness, you swing into the attack position monster, and you trigger Pixies, and then from there you can get another Purrely Happiness, Purrely Happy Memory, attach it to your Purrely Happiness, and now any attack onwards, it's going to have the attack of the opponent's monster as well. So you make your opponent's monster really low, you search up a bunch, you search up basically 3 to 4 Purrely cards, and you most likely will also kill them. So it's a neat little combo that you can do specifically with the Spright package. So to, again, just make sure that since we are playing Spright Jet, we play a Spright starter and a double cross. Starter gets you any Spright card, and double cross is specifically to attach to your Purrely monster. But along with that, you can also use it to special summon an opponent's monster to a spot where a link monster points to. So it's decent, but yeah, it's really just another form of removal that you can search off of in the deck. We are playing a small Nimble package, so that is 3 Nimble Beaver and 2 Nimble Angler. discard Nimble Angler, and then along with a Purrely monster being summoned, you get 2 Beavers, which immediately gets you access to your rank 2s and link 2 plays. So, really good card in the deck. We play 1 Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. This card can be linked off during the opponent's turn because we play IP Masquerena, and we basically put our opponents in an Ibly lock. If we make Noir, we bounce any other monster that they normal summon as well. As for the hand traps, I am playing 2 Lava Golem, 2 Gameciel, the Kaiju monster, 2 Ash Blossom, and 2 Droll and Lockbird. I just really like Kaijus in this format because everybody's either playing really difficult monsters to out, or sometimes it's just a really good way to kill the opponent with like Purrely Happiness as well. So I specifically like Gameciel and Lava Golem. We play Ash Blossom because Branded's relevant, and Droll and Lockbird just feels like a really good card currently to deal with all the meta decks. So that is the hand traps that I'm playing, but you could play any. This is a 41 card deck. From there, for hand traps, for the side deck, I play a Red Resonator. Your Purrely continuous spell burns you just to search, so you can sometimes lose on time to that. So really good card for that important time game that you play. I played 2 Ghost Mourner because it is a hand trap that negates a monster effect, but also can act as a time card. So, decent option. Then for the back row heavy decks, I am playing 2 Lightning Storm and 2 Cosmic Cyclone. They are really good at removal. Cosmic Cyclone is Cosmic Cyclone specifically deals with the runic matchups, so that's pretty important. 2 Ghost Ogre. This can hit back row as well as monsters, so that's pretty decent. We play 1 Change of Heart, and I do play 3 Nibiru as well. Finally, I play 2 Grave of the Super Ancient Organism because it's really good at dealing with Branded. It's also good at stopping the Kashtira monsters, so yeah, really good card. And yeah, that card doesn't ever hit any of our cards because it's either level 2 or lower, and then everything else is basically a kaiju or a card that is going to be a monster without a level. So that is my sideboard. Finally, for the extra deck, I have been playing the Zeus and the Downerd Magician. These guys are relevant in every ranked deck. Something I recently realized is that these guys only care about the fact that you battled with an Xyz monster. So if you make another Xyz monster, you can technically attach these guys onto the new Xyz monster rather than the one you attacked with. So pretty neat thing. We play 2 Purrely Noir, 1 Purrely Happiness. Purrely Noir is the best monster to make usually. Purrely Happiness is if you're trying to close out the game. Just so you know, Noir's effect is not a quick effect if you don't have the Purrely monster under it as material. You should try and make Purrely Noir specifically with either the rank 2 Xyz monster that has Purrely or Purrely Lee as material. There's also Purrely Happiness doesn't care as much, but it's it burns for 1500 whenever it attacks, so really good at closing out games. From here, we play an Purrely Happiness and 2 Purrely Plump, and finally an Purrely Beauty. So this is our Purrely package. As I've said before, Purrely Happiness It's really good at OT King if you're going second. And also, it's a really good card to search out cards. Basically, if this card attacked, it can search out a Purrely card. When you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell card, you can also bounce a spell or trap to the opponent's hand. So a card that's very hard to search, Purrely Happiness is a really good way to search it out. We play the 2e Purrely Plump because it's the easiest monster to try and get into your rank 7 monsters with. E Purrely Plump is also really good at non-targeting banishing an opponent's card till the end of the turn, so it's really good removal. And then finally E Purrely Beauty, just a monster negate that targets, and then if you play a Purrely Quick Play card and attach it, you can change the battle position of an opponent's monster. E Purrely Beauty lets you change the attack position for your E Purrely Happiness to out the board. But yeah, that is the Purrely cards. I play a Gigantic Spright because that's a Sprite package. Once you do play this card effect, you are locked into level 2, rank 2, link 2 monsters only. But a nice thing is you don't even have to really detach the material from the Gigantic Spright. Specifically, he says you activate an effect to special summon a level 2 monster by detaching a material from a monster you control. So it can even be a rank 7, a rank 2, it doesn't really matter. Just from any Xyz monster, you detach a material, and you can lock everyone to level 2s, and then special summon a level 2. And so yeah, it's a really decent card. We play a Spright Sprint. You usually send a Nimble Angler to the graveyard with it. Nimble Angler will most likely at least get you 1 Nimble Beaver on the field, which again, you can just go ahead and make Gigantic Spright off of. But it also has another effect where if your opponent special summons, you can just detach a material from an Xyz monster to bounce that card. So it's just like an additional monster bounce in this deck. We then play for the Link 2 monsters. I'm playing a Kashik Magician, just so that we can get our Kaijus back into our hand. I play an IP Masquerena, because this card is really stupid at linking off your Ibli during the opponent's turn. And then in this deck, I'm playing the option of either Apollosa or Underworld Goddess. Yeah, during the opponent's turn, you just IP Masquerena to like make an Apollosa and give them an Ibli. So like 3 to 4 monster negates, plus you lock your opponent into not being able to special summon. Most of the time you will also have the rank 7 X Purrely Noir to bounce anything else that comes on the field. So it's a really strong lock, surprisingly. But yeah, that is the extra deck. If you have any questions, you can post it in the comments below, and I'll try and respond to it if I get a chance. But I'll also be posting a little bit of gameplay videos to sort of give you an idea of what you're trying to go for, as well as just sort of see how it plays out against matchups. So yeah, that is the deck profile. Alright then.